Josh looks so bored already. Look at him.
Well, he doesn't have anybody to play with.
Oh, got him.
How did I get him?
I don't know.
Okay then.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to NIBScast episode 45. I am one of your hosts, Aaron Lamping, joined as always by Nikki13.
Hi.
What's going on, buddy?
Not much.
I missed you last week. I'm glad we're here together now. I can grab your leg.
Too. I'm now hard as a rock.
The fill-in this week is, I guess, not fill-in anymore since we don't have that open fourth.
Yeah.
It's an ever-rotating fourth. We have Josh Hancock with us.
Hello.
The third will be filled by Matt Czech. Matt Czech has decided to be late.
Scrub.
Scrub-a-dub-dub. I'm very sad because this will be my first podcast with him in a long time. Josh, how are you doing this week?
Not too bad.
It's good. How are library things going? I feel like this is a mandatory thing to bring up when you're on the podcast.
Progressing slowly but surely.
How are bank things going, Nick? Maybe we need to start that every week.
We don't need to start that.
Well, that's good. So, what do we think Matt Czech is really doing? Because he claims that the podcast starts at 5 when it clearly starts between 4 and 4:30.
As it has. Barring when people have just been really bloody late, it's almost always started.
In fairness, we have started on time since he hasn't been here.
It's never been later than 5. I'll give you that.
Yeah, but
except for that time that Matt didn't leave Madison until like 4:30. At that time,
We're
it was
still gonna
like
be on now. No.
But no, it's never been later than 5. When it first started, it was like sometime between 4 and 5. We just got to be done by 6 so we can get over to Aaron's at 6:30.
yeah. But generally, it's like 4 to 4:30.
Then it got, progressively thinner margins, condensed down.
Moral of the story, we've been perfectly on time since Matt Czech wasn't on the podcast, and then he comes back for 2 weeks, and it's late. He's late.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we're starting here without him. He'll come in at some point. All right. So, video game. That's the thing that happens on this podcast. We're going to jump right in with some video game news. Of the big three, Nintendo has most of our news coverage this week, so we're actually going to start with Sony, which the only thing I have written down, although there is another thing I want to discuss, the only thing I have written down is the PlayStation Plus free games for February have been announced. I'll start with, because it's a pretty poor month, except for one game, so I'll start...
I didn't really even see anything.
I'll start down and work up. Nova 111 is coming out for the Vita. Lemming Touch for the Vita. Persona 4...
Dude, Lemmings, fuck yeah.
Do you know about that game?
I know what Lemmings are.
Tell me about it.
Dude, Lemmings is a old DOS game. Basically, all these little fuckers follow each other in a straight line, and you can assign them to different jobs. Like, this dude, start building some stairs. Or like when they're about to fall off a cliff, you have to give them each individually parachutes, so they don't just fall to their death. Because they'll just keep going forward until they die. And you have to like wrangle them into like the goal.
Seems like a good game to play on the pooper.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
All right, so Persona.
I played it as a child.
Persona 4 Arena Ultimax is coming to PS3. Grid Autosport is coming to PS3. And finally, we get to our PS4 games. Nom Nom Galaxy is coming to the PS4.
Nom Nom.
I have no idea. And then finally, and what I consider to be the big game, Helldivers is coming to PS4, Vita, and PS3.
Wait, is that the
That is the twin stick shooter with 4 people.
Did we play Dylan's? Were you there that week?
I don't know if I wasn't. I didn't play.
I think
it
it was after you left.
I played it with Derek and Jordan once, and basically it's the twin stick shooter where you can be cooperative, but like everything will hurt you. So like you can just mow down your teammate in a second.
Yeah, when we were hanging out at Dylan's before the 4th of July for his birthday. After you left, we played that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, I really enjoy the game. Like I said, everything hurts you. So you have that moment where like when Derek and Jordan were playing, we were like purposely killing each other and being like hee hee hee, and then Derek was like, "I'm fucking done. This is stupid." And then we're like, okay, let's not purposely kill each other. Like, if it happens, it happens. And then we actually did have a lot of fun figuring it out.
Yeah.
So that'd be a good game. I was actually surprised when I wrote this down. I just wrote down PS4 and Vita, and then I typed up the rest of the list, and I was like, oh, PS3 too? Didn't know about that. I don't feel like too many people play their PS3s anymore.
You'd be surprised.
Be wrong. Oh, here we go. My phone's freezing up. Here we go. Okay, so that's it for the Sony news I wrote down. The other thing that happened in Sony news, and I guess it's worth mentioning, I don't think we'll have much to talk about, is basically Sony consolidated all the PlayStation, like, gaming and entertainment, the networking division. They consolidated it under one branch, and that will operate out of the United States.
Okay.
Huh.
Basically, I took that as hey, the PS4 is doing really good. We have the Vita, which does respectable in its own market, but isn't selling gangbusters, and we have this new VR thing that's coming out that isn't tested yet. So regardless of what those other two pillars do, we can be all like, hey, look at how great we're doing because of the PS4. That's what I took that as, but the first game that's expected, I think they changed the name too, so like as opposed to like Sony Interactive Entertainment popping up when you start up a game, I think starting with Uncharted 4 will be like the new name. I really didn't look that much into it because I didn't see it. Like, I don't see this as like a company struggling because they just posted that the PS4 has like exceeded expectations by like 38%.
Right.
Yeah.
Sony Computer Entertainment of America.
Skia. All right, so we'll move into the bulk of the show this week with Nintendo, specifically the fact that NX rumors have gone crazy this week. Keep in mind, these are rumors. Nintendo has said nothing.
No, I know all of this to be true.
But nonetheless,
even the conflicting ones.
They're very interesting to talk about.
All of them are.
So according to Toshika Makasuki of the Wall Street Journal, the NX will work with PCs, smartphones, and even competitor platforms. And he went on to specifically name the PS4. So there are 3 popular rumors floating around the internet. Obviously, none of these can be true. Again, just rumors. But of the interesting ones, rumor A, the quote-unquote handheld component of this device will use these other machines to power itself, like when you want to stream it to the TV. So it'll use like if you're all like, oh, I want to play this on the TV, it'll be all like, oh, there's PS4, we'll use that processing power to throw it on the TV. Thought that was kind of interesting. Kind of seems on PC and smartphone, I could maybe believe. PS4 seems kind of weird. So rumor B, perhaps the NX is a subscription of sorts to like Nintendo games, like a Netflix.
I don't think so.
And while Nintendo will release its own system to run these things, like it would just be like, hey, download our.
I don't think so because I don't think so because that would be.
At that point, it would be just developed for another system.
Yeah, it would be countering its own market if it was going to release a console for that.
And this one could exist in like if they just released a like actual console. This rumor could exist, but basically being like the Nintendo network, you could log on to your Nintendo account via other consoles. So like, hey, I'm playing my Nintendo games, and now people like I'm playing games on my PS4, but because I'm logged in my Nintendo account, people playing on the Nintendo console or whatever can see that I'm on here.
Yeah, I mean
that'd be weird.
It would be weird. My only problem is I guess they could explore new territory, but like knowing Nintendo's history, they're not the best at playing with other companies very well, especially with their own IP. Yeah. So I just don't see like their stuff going to that many other things.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. Of all the rumors, this one seems the most outlandish to me.
Yeah, like I feel like this one is just a lot of people.
Let's see if he takes his shoes
dreaming.
And then give him shit when he doesn't.
Matt, check us here, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna fill some dead space here for a moment.
He's in the building.
You can hear Tucker barking in the background.
You know he's not gonna get in that door without letting him in.
Oh God, I'm so excited. He's probably wearing his shoes. Here he comes. Come on in, Matt Check.
Hello.
The podcast
Scrub.
is going. Oh, he took him off!
Oh, I'm
but
surprised.
He did not the dog yet.
We were going to give you a lot of shit if you were wearing your shoes.
Come on, Tucker.
Matt Czech's on the podcast now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, Matt Czech.
Fucking finally.
Sorry, I didn't drive.
Prodigal Son returns.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good. We are currently in the middle of talking about.
Oh, we're already past how we are, Matt.
Basically, we're talking about, and I'll repeat them just in case you have something to add. Right now, we're on the section about NX rumors, being that they work with PCs, smartphones, and like PS4s. The first rumor being that they would, like, if you're using your handheld, if it saw there was a PS4 in the room, it would use the computing power of that to throw it to the TV.
Really?
The second rumor being, like, it's just a subscription. Like, Nintendo games will just be a subscription. Like, yes, they will have a new console, but, like, theoretically, like, maybe your PS4, you could just have the Nintendo subscription. None of us agreed that seemed very likely.
No, I don't think so either.
And the last one was just, like, your Nintendo account would be universal. Like, you could be playing your PS4 games, and, like, somebody could be like, what are you up to? And, like, look at their Nintendo stuff and be like, oh, you're playing such and such on your PS4.
The other problem I have with all of these is that I don't feel as if the other companies would really go with that. Like,
Yeah.
I don't feel like
Again,
Sony would be like, oh yeah, sure, Nintendo, here,
Yeah,
put all your stuff on our console.
I can see the PC, and
I mean,
especially...
I could see like Sony being like, "Oh, you wanna let us sell your games?"
Yeah, that'd be, like, realistically,
okay
from
with that.
Sony's standpoint, that seems like a silly
I
opportunity
could
to
see
pass
like
up.
for that.
Selling
that.
games, yeah,
Yeah.
but like the Universal Nintendo account and things
Yeah,
like
that'd be
that,
weird.
yeah,
That'd
I
be weird.
don't see.
That doesn't seem like it would benefit them enough.
Especially, like, PS4, that seems outlandish to me. PC's kind of a stretch. The phones make sense to me, especially since
Yeah,
in March,
phones.
Mitomo's supposed to be coming out. Like,
Yeah.
They might go just straight up mobile.
And again, not necessarily...
You
not
look a little cloudy-eyed.
I'm just tired.
Oh. Okay.
sending me Snapchats at like 4 in the morning.
They were funny. They were all funny. Actually.
Were they?
Yeah.
Were they?
The best
No.
one. The best one is the zoom in because Derek was playing like the Illinois pig calling, and it just screamed at the perfect time.
Moving on. Liam Robertson of Do You Know Gaming and Nintendo Life fame
Did you know gaming?
tweeted out that the GFK research firm has revealed a survey that said that the NX will run at 900p and 60 frames a second.
900p is a weird resolution.
It is a weird resolution unless the rumor that it is the handheld and console is true, at which case 900p is quite a feat.
Yeah,
for, like,
yeah.
handheld.
I guess.
Because, like, your Wii U screens are only running at, like, 460i or something like that.
It'd be 480.
Yeah.
So-
No, I know, but it's still a weird.
It's
Yeah.
really weird, and I mean, I guess ultimately, like, the Xbox runs right about there. But again, with the PS4, like, the PS4 pretty consistently runs at 1080p. Like, why not shoot for that?
Yeah.
But again, another thing I was reading with that is that's just, again, this is supposedly a survey that went out. Like, nobody knows if Nintendo, like, was all like, hey, can you send this survey out? Nintendo refuses to comment on anything NX related right now.
Well, of course.
But, like, if it was Nintendo, they could just be like, put that out there and let's see what kind of reaction we get. Especially after this whole thing that went around with the PS4 and Xbox One with Resolution Gate earlier this year.
Oh God, yeah. I got a question. Is the Nintendo news just the NX or?
Basically,
Mostly.
yes.
Okay.
Did you read the notes?
I did. I just didn't. I didn't know if he added.
We talk a little
something
Twilight
else
Princess
to
at
talk
the end.
about for Nintendo.
Twilight Princess at the end. So we can, if I missed something, we can add that at the end of Twilight Princess.
Okay, that's good because there's a weird ass game that came out, or is coming out in Japan.
I'm
So
watching
moving
a
on.
hilarious Snapchat.
That
thing.
same report said, and this one is very believable to me because the PS4 and Xbox One do this. It will support 4K/60 frame a second streaming. Makes
I would hope
sense
so.
to me. So the next rumor is the Marquis Capital Securities, a research firm based out of Tokyo, said that the NX will ship in 2 separate parts. The handheld portion will be shipping later this year at the retail of $200, and the console itself will come early next year in 2017, although no price is mentioned with that.
Dude, that is a way to make sure your company never does business with Nintendo again.
That is
Just saying.
expensive as shit.
Yeah.
I don't know how you get like third parties on board with that. Like, hey, please support our new console. By the way, the console isn't coming out yet.
The
but
console's probably be like
you should make
$300.
That's what I would assume. Like the handheld would be
is only
200, and then
so like,
if this rumor's true,
it's not gonna be 200.
Yeah.
I hope they don't do that. That's a really expensive.
I still feel like
But people will buy it. Still.
I mean, if it's 300, that makes it
so.
it makes it 5 total. Would
They
you buy your
had-
PS4 for?
that was 400.
Yeah.
This would put it on
So,
par
I
with
mean,
the.
this
This would
is
put it
two
on par
things.
with the Xbox One when it was bundled, when it was forced to be bundled with the Kinect.
And it's 2 things,
yeah,
which is
it's
more
just-
than one thing.
And I mean, theoretically, if it's this, like,
not wrong.
that's pretty cool. Like, I mean, I would settle for the 900p. I would settle for the lower visuals as somebody who actually has a TV where technically 1080p.
Oh, look who's showing off now! No, I know.
Technically, as somebody who has a TV big enough to tell the difference between 900 and 1080, like, I would settle for the lower resolution because I can't tell a difference anyway on games that run like that. I would settle for the lower resolution just to be able to take it on the go with me.
Yeah.
I guess.
Tell me this. Okay, so it's on these pictures. Tell me this wouldn't sound creepy if it wasn't your grandma. Like if it was a dude.
Oh dear.
Be like, all right, where the fuck is he?
So
Anyway.
my only problem with that whole idea is like the existence of the 3DS and its current market. Like, is it just going to be the new 3DS? Or...
Well, and that was a rumor going around before this set of rumors. Is like basically if the NX takes off, the Wii U and 3DS are both dead. Again, it's like the third, like Nintendo said originally when the DS came out, it was a 3-pillared support. They were going to support the GameCube, they were going to support the Game Boy Advance, and they were going to support the 3D or the DS. That lasted for about 2 weeks when the DS sold like gangbusters, and then they were like Game Boy Advance.
You've been using the term gangbusters.
You are
like gangbusters.
Your deed.
Yeah, yeah.
And they
but-
murdered the shit out of that.
You can't even find them anymore. They went out to all the resale shops, bought them, burned them.
I mean, in fairness, I feel like at that time the Game Boy Advance market, like game-wise, was kind of lackluster.
I don't know.
I
Game Boy
happen
Advance
to
had some
own
really
one
good
of the
games on
last
it.
Game Boy Advances in existence. If anybody's interested in buying it, they can call me. I'm standing at a firm $2,000.
It was signed by Miyamoto, and it said last D.
Oh
last
shit! I
Game Boy
forgot
Advance
about
made.
that. A firm $3,000. He's dead now.
It's more valuable.
Miyamoto isn't dead.
I thank you, Josh.
The last rumor comes out of Bandai Namco, who are apparently developing a bunch of launch titles for the game, most notably Smash Brothers. Although it was not announced whether that would be a completely new title or a port of the Wii U version. I would hope if this rumor is true, I hope that the next version is just a port of the Wii U version and then they just keep adding on it.
Just like
I feel like
and that way they could just add more characters. 'cause,
it's
their
going
system
to
can-
be Super Smash
withstand
Brothers Wii U Legends, basically. It's going to come with all of the DLC characters and stages, plus like 5 others.
Well, but that's
And if
That'll
you
be
want
awesome.
the 5 others, you have to own both.
You can
Yes,
cha- and
you can get them on the Wii U
change-
version.
I'm sorry, you have
If
to own all
change
3.
the engine. You have like the first like Super Smash Brothers 1. That'd be kind of cool if you can like
Oh, that'd be
switch
cool.
between all of those.
Well, that's
Like
I mean, that'd be
one play
dumb,
pro.
Matt. Shut up. Leave.
Smash Brothers has been such a celebration of Nintendo characters, like, more specifically up till this point. I mean, they had things like Snake before. But, like, this time around, with especially with the DLC
was on the
characters,
3DS.
they were just like, wait, was it?
Yes, he was.
Well, maybe the 3DS itself, but not like Smash Brothers. I'm talking Smash.
It's Home Smash.
Oh yeah, no, I meant Snake was a Nintendo character because he was on.
Oh, yeah, no.
3DS.
Okay.
He was also on the Nintendo.
Either way. Smash Brothers. Now it has become like a much broader celebration of games, and like now that it has characters like Cloud and that, like people were mad enough when they took Ice Climbers out. Can you imagine people have fallen in love with like Cloud and having like if they were all like the next game's out
Phil?
Could you imagine?
or Phil?
I don't mean like his reaction. I mean, can you imagine Phil?
No, I haven't seen him in a while.
Yeah.
He's a Sonic playing motherfucker, so who cares?
Well, yeah,
He might play Cloud once in a while.
I know. I thought that would summon him.
I guess that's another thing, like with Smash. I feel like it's too new to already be replaced for an NX version. I just think if they did that,
Especially if it was a launch title.
Matt, what's your
Yeah.
feeling about clouds?
Like the Paladin.
Shape.
Not
Well, I mean, just like, thick, white, fluffy clouds.
Do you like the cumulus ones? Do you like the ones that... Do you like
We're having a conversation
do you like the
before you
wall
derailed
ones
it.
that drop down tornadoes and destroy people's lives? Do you like those ones?
That'd be cumulonimbus.
How about stratus?
Or are you one of
I'm gonna
those
wait for us to get back on track.
special snowflake people with the lenticular clouds?
I am a special snowflake person.
Special snowflake person.
Scrub.
All right, so we're going to move on. The next, Nintendo of Europe has shown a video that actually describes the amiibo functionality with Twilight Princess HD. Let me pull up my notes here. Okay, so as we reported last week, the Toon Link or 2 weeks ago now, I guess, the Toon Link and Link amiibos will replenish arrows. The Zelda, or I guess the Sheik and now Zelda was oddly excluded off the rumor list last week. They will replenish hearts in the game.
That's pretty useful.
I mean, especially if
Pretty
you're just
useful.
I don't
feel
want to
like
die.
it's cheap.
Yeah.
I don't want to die. Nah, I'm not.
Well, if you feel like that's cheap and you want to challenge yourself,
No, I know. I was excited about this one.
Yeah.
the Ganondorf amiibo will make it so you take increased damage significantly. Like I was watching
Hard
videos.
mode?
of
Yeah!
people had 8 hearts and they were getting hit once and losing 5.
That's fucking Dark Souls now.
It was
Exactly.
pretty
It's
ridiculous.
pretty great.
Finally, the new Wolf Link amiibo. It was rumored to have a new dungeon. It's not quite that. It is called the Cave of Shadows, which will just send waves of enemies at you, and you just keep battling through waves of enemies until you fail, and then you can save however
So
many
play Hyrule
waves
Warriors.
you made.
Yeah.
Hyrule Warriors are I kind of thought of that section in Wind Waker. I know that ends eventually, but that
There's already one
Yeah.
of those in Twilight Princess, though.
Is there?
Yeah, where you keep going through the doors. Yeah.
I don't
It's
remember
in
that.
Hylia. It's in the lake. Yeah,
I do remember something like that in Wind Waker. I don't remember it in Twilight Princess, though.
there it is.
Okay.
I've actually canceled my order of this game. I'm just
Really?
I've already beaten Twilight Princess. No reason to play it again.
I still want it because I want to play it with a standard controller.
I get that.
Having played it with the Wii, the Wii controls for that weren't terrible, but I'd still like to be able to play it through with a standard controller.
It was actually really satisfying for me because I actually ordered 2 copies of the game. One for somebody who was just when we weren't sure if it was going to be rare or not, was hey, just order me a copy of the game, can you? So I ended up getting them a GameStop online, and then I had the Amazon copy. So I call up GameStop because I'm still going to order it for that person and then they'll pay me back. So I call up GameStop and I'm like, I want to cancel this game because I didn't have an online thing. And when I went into the store, I'm like, can I cancel this? They're like, no, you're going to have to call corporate. I was like, okay, no biggie. Thank you. So
Corporate.
I call up corporate and they're all like, well, why do you want, they're like, can we ask why you want to copy that or why you want to cancel this? And I'm like, it's $20 cheaper on Amazon. They're like, how's that possible? I'm like, well, because I don't have Amazon Prime anymore, but when I ordered it, I did, and it gives me all the benefits of when I ordered it. And I'm like, well, free shipping, first of all, that's $8 off your price, and then their new 20% thing, which they emailed me about, I'm like, that's another $12 off. So if you could just go ahead and cancel that, please, much appreciated. And I was like, and it won't ship the day it comes out. It'll be at my door the day it comes out.
Yeah, that was actually another thing we didn't talk about when we were talking about the Amazon Prime things a couple weeks ago. You get the item the day it comes out.
Mm-hmm.
It's not you get it 2 days after. No, you get it the day it comes out at your door.
Yeah, and that's
fantastic.
with Prime. It'll still probably get there faster if you just order off Amazon than if you did GameSpot.
Well, yeah.
Because GameSpot goes through the mail, and Amazon will FedEx it. So.
Well, I mean, typically I always get my things through. Well, maybe that's because of the 2-day shipping. I don't know. I have Amazon Prime. It's nice.
Matt, check. What do you want to talk about, Nintendo?
Oh, there's a Detective Pikachu.
Oh, yep. That's.
It's really disturbing because it's Pikachu, maybe he's a different sentient Pikachu because he's got a deep Japanese voice, and when he talks to all the Pikachus, they just go Pikachu. So it's he's the really creepy deep voice coffee drinking Detective Pikachu.
I don't know that he's heard about it.
Have you heard about the
who people have been.
Oh, Danny
rallying-
DeVito.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, I would love that. That
So-
would have been amazing.
So for those who haven't heard about this, is there's a Detective Pikachu game. The Pikachu seemingly can actually talk, which it would make more sense. Just have like Team Rocket's Meowth. That would make
Nope.
way more sense.
Deep
I
voice
watched
Pikachu.
kids learn how to speak.
Deep
That was a
voice
really
Pikachu.
touching episode. Damn it.
It was a really sad episode.
And once I learned how to speak, I decided, yeah, fuck people. Fuck them. I'm gonna steal their shit.
So anyway, yes, this Pikachu can talk, and like we said, now they're all like everybody's petitioning to get Danny DeVito to do the voice of the American version.
Oh my god.
Play us off, Nick.
We're evolving. Your mother is dead. Who wants rum ham? I didn't go to Vietnam just to have pansies like you take my freedom away from me. My roommate was a frog kid. You ever see a frog kid? Those guys got bashed and bloody. I need some trash to plug up the cut. Humans are filthy. Dirty filthy. I can't believe this. I just can't believe this. I am not a human being. I'm an animal. Look, if life pushes you down, you gotta push back. If you're dealt a bunch of lemons, you gotta take those lemons and stuff them down somebody's throat until they see yellow.
So yeah,
I am not a human being!
what that was, and if I recall, I'll link to it in the description below. That somebody took the trailer and
God
just put
damn.
Danny DeVito in
Oh
there.
god, that'd be amazing.
All I think of is Phil from Hercules.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think of It's Always Sunny. I think of Phil from Hercules.
I want some rum ham. Oh, it's great. That's fucking fantastic.
Are you addicted to masturbation? Reach out. We can beat it together. Jesus.
Oh fuck.
Moving on, we're gonna go around the industry. Good Old Games has announced their Games in Development program. The new service aims to tackle some of the backlash of early games by offering the following: hand-picked games by the Good Old Games staff to assure quality, a 14-day, no questions asked, money-back guarantee, and the ability to roll games back to an earlier version if a patch released breaks the game. I find this interesting because oddly enough, like some of the like podcasts I listen to, they've just been talking about this week like the problem with like your Steam greenlights. Like yes, you have like gems like your Darkest Dungeons that get on there, but like they were just like they're like it's not necessarily bad, but we're nervous that like greenlight and these early access programs are just going to turn like the console
Into shit.
the console indie market into like the app store where everybody can just throw something up.
Yeah. That
It
Greenlight's
already
flawed.
did.
I really kind of wish that more games had the ability to roll back game to an earlier version if a patch release
Yeah,
break
that
the game.
one. That one's key.
So to kick off the program, they have 5 games available, and they are both all at a discount. Starbound will be 33% off, Ashes of Singularity will be 25% off, Project Zomboid will be 40% off, Terra Tech will be 30% off, and The Curious Expedition will be 15% off.
The Curious Expeditions is a really fun game.
Tell us about it. I don't know anything about any of these
It's
games.
you choose an adventurer that travels the world in a hot air balloon, and you gotta find like the most riches and like discover the most interesting things around the world, and like you can have like the freaking island explode into like a black hole or have like a volcano fucking erupt or something like that. And if you do that, you gotta make sure you survive. If you die, and then that's how you lose. But it's really fun.
I think Starbound, actually thinking of it, is that the spaceship one where you buy like
Is that Space
$2,000
Terraria?
spaceships?
It's space Terraria.
Yeah.
There was like
It's
one on
fun,
Kickstarter
though.
where
It's
you could
just
spend like
space
$2,000 on like a real like a spaceship.
No, that's not. No, that's
You're thinking EVE Online?
No,
different game.
Star Citizen or some shit like that.
So- I know it's
yeah,
Star
something like that,
something.
yeah. Yeah, no, Starbound is Terraria in space.
Okay. Anyway, for
And,
more,
and every few months, Dylan tries to convince me that it's worth playing again.
It's
Don't do
never.
that.
It's not. It never
It's-
is.
it never
It's like
is.
Terraria.
Terraria's not fun.
not worth it. Let's play a 2D Minecraft when there's 3D Minecraft.
Well, and even at that, like, I got bored with Minecraft like 6 years ago.
We should
I got bored with Minecraft when I built an awesome Link statue, and Mike attached a giant golden cock and balls to it that was covered in TNT and blew it up. And I was like, what am I doing with my life?
I actually still have our last server
Do you?
file
Ooh,
fully
sweet.
updated.
Cool.
So like,
We could play it.
Was this before Nathan burned down everything?
no, this was the last server I made where Nathan wasn't there.
Good. The jerk burned down the library, burned down Lambeau Field.
No,
What an
it's
asshole.
it's the server file where I rebuilt the library from scratch.
I have the map of that server.
Well, the original one.
Yeah.
For more information on the program, you can head to Good Old Games website, GOG.com, for full details along with a FAQ.
GOG.
Moving on, Star Wars Battlefront Season Pass. They've offered a little more insight onto what that exactly looks like. Coming March 2016, the Outer Rim expansion will be coming, which will include Jabba's Palace and Solist.
Okay, cool.
Summer
That was already
2016.
a Solist map.
There
Am I
might be,
crazy?
maybe there's just more to it. Like they're adding more game types, I don't know.
Okay.
They really didn't say a lot. Summer 2016, Bespin, which will more notably include Cloud City.
Cool.
Fall 2016, That's No Moon, the Death Star.
I would love a fighter squad.
I
team.
want trench runs so bad, like a new game type where you're like, like
That would be fucking amazing.
When they
That would
offered
bring
that.
people back to come play fucking Battlefield
I mean, if
or
it's
Battlefront.
Dude, I would play more Battlefront if I didn't have to put the disc in my PlayStation, but I also didn't have to use hard drive space to play it.
It's a hard
Um,
knock
Well,
life
I'm
for
really bad at
us.
like actually standing
Hard
and
knock
putting
life
discs in my
for
PlayStation,
Nick.
So.
I've seriously thought about just going digital because of that. Just because I'm always just like, my games are literally right here.
Yeah.
But I'm too
But I
lazy
don't want
get
to
up.
because the PlayStation's over by Josh. And then finally in early 2017, an unannounced, the heavy, like crazy rumor going around right now is that because they didn't announce it and they announced everything else, this will be a Rogue One expansion. And because it's supposed to be early trilogy, that would actually
That'd be
fit in.
dumb.
That'd be awesome.
You're dumb! Moving on, Destiny news!
Woo!
Bungie has announced more of how their 2v2 PvP event Crimson Day will work.
I don't like
Their
PvP.
Crimson Day, yeah.
We don't
So,
play Destiny anymore, Aaron. We just raid.
I mean, we're gonna be playing this soon, don't worry. Because we're gonna Nibs play this bitch.
Bitch.
Me and you.
Me and you?
Oh, me and you, and it's gonna be bad. If you want to watch people suck at PvP, make sure you tune into that.
Oh, God.
So anyway, what
That's
this
gonna be funny.
is it will be elimination. It will be much like Trials of the Osiris. So basically, if you knock one person down, the other person has a chance to get them back up, and then you just go till everybody's dead. But what they announced this week is that if one person dies, the other person's stats just max out. So like their armor and everything, like that just maxes
it's a
out. So they
fair
become
fight.
like a killing machine. So basically what this is gonna mean is like you're gonna find a YouTube streamer realistically who's really good at this stuff or something, and then just die and let them super carry you. The other bit of Destiny
shame.
news is that CEO of Bungie, Harold Ryan, has stepped down. Nobody knows what this, nobody knows if this is, from positives or negatives, but it is worth noting that this is fresh on the supposed rumor that Bungie has internally, because it had never been announced, but they had internally delayed Destiny 2. Apparently it's supposed to come out September this year, but apparently that's being pushed. Which is unwelcome news for a player base thirsting for something new to do.
Seriously.
Because Jesus Christ, seriously, I just log on and raid for 2 hours a week and that's it.
There's nothing else to do. Shane's still holding on.
I have no idea what this series of pictures is.
What? It's like your knuckle.
Is it though? I didn't take this. The fuck? I have no idea what that is. Sorry.
Finally, the game that could be benefiting most from this poor Bungie news, The Division, has released some new information. So, the beta is actually going on right now. I asked whoever was in it to bring it. Nobody's in it but Dylan. Guaranteed Dylan won't even come.
He's not.
And even if he does, he's not going to bring it.
He's in Madison. He's not gonna be.
Fuck you, Dylan. Anyway.
Well, ask him for his information. And then he'll Matt Slade you guys' ass. As soon as you download it, it's like, I'm playing it now.
Ubisoft has announced that Division will receive 3 paid expansions mixed in with free updates as well. The first of these paid expansions will be titled Underground, which will allow groups of up to 4 people in a new area to play in New York City's Underworld.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. The second expansion, Survival, will pit players in dangerous situations. Basically, this sounds like a survival mode to me.
Yeah, horde mode,
that will challenge even the most expert of Division players.
That sounds cool.
And the last is titled Last Stand. That was all that we were told about that. Season Pass owners at launch will receive some extra goodies along with extra/exclusive goodies every month after for at least a while. No specific timeline was given on that. Are you guys excited about the Division at all?
I am.
I wish I got invited this week because
Pretty excited.
they were all like they actually sent me an email because I was just in line, and I mean even just being in line, they're all like, you might not get a beta invite, like, just so you know. But they sent out an email last night, like 4 hours into the beta, and they're like, we can't even guarantee you a beta if we said you were guaranteed one now because we have so many people.
Jesus.
So if you were just in line, yeah, you're shit out of luck.
With our luck, Dylan totally has it.
No, it's...
Well, I mean, I know he does have it. Like, I saw him playing it. Like,
Well,
it said on PS4 he was playing the Division beta.
Oh.
Maybe they should
I
just
don't
improve their servers so they can hold more people.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
again,
what the beta is for. Stress test.
yeah, they did say as much. Like, it is more of a stress test. But I want to know, because, there's probably somebody sitting at Ubisoft right now like, oh my god, yes, look at how many people are interested in this. And then, like, their network team's like, oh my god, look at how many people are interested in this.
And then the dude at the top goes, wait, we haven't finished that. Don't release it yet. Oh, never mind. You guys released it.
I feel like
Well, no, don't bother fixing it. I mean, it's already out there.
This is a Metal Gear Solid thing again, Nick.
No, because that is a completely different company. This is any game Ubisoft
I
has
thought-
released
I
in the
thought you were
past
just
5
kinda
years.
start complaining
And that
about
is
Metal
the
Gear
bigger
Solid again.
concern. Is just like Ubisoft hasn't had a great track record of their online and their games working right off the bat. So
Yeah.
a game that's so heavily integrated with online, people are.
And it being a game.
But I mean, to their credit, apparently the game is running like without hiccup on Xbox One and PS4. It is hiccuping a bit on PC, but who knows what that means.
Oh, I'm going to get on PS4 if I can.
Yeah, but when you only have a small fraction of what you're probably going to have for a player base going because, you can't fit that many people in your server right now.
Right, and they did.
I kind of don't feel optimistic.
They did specifically say they're all like, we're doing this across the board, but it's specifically the PS4 version that like we're just we have to shut it down. Like we can't.
Yeah.
We just don't have enough room in this test.
How you doing?
Doing good.
Okay.
Alright.
Da 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 da. Da da
You
da
just had
da.
a face.
Da 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 da.
I was listening.
Sure.
Gonna come to the podcast on time. Da 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 da. Anyway, let's move on to the mailbag. Guess what? We have mail this week, Matt Czech.
We had mail last week.
But I listened and was told that it was not acknowledged.
You didn't look at it.
I didn't look at it.
'Cause fuck you.
I didn't say I did look at it.
From iPod Taco, the question:
What a gay name.
What gaming tropes?
And don't get me wrong, it is absolutely a bad thing to be gay.
What gaming tropes are you sick of?
I like that you
now?
didn't open the email. You're just reading it from the subject
I've
line.
read it. So yeah, what gaming tropes are you sick of these days?
Yeah, Matt, you've had the longest to think about this.
Honestly, it's like in the very beginning, tutorials how fucking super easy. they are.
Honestly, I was really hoping for you guys to answer this
No.
question and not so much me.
No, it's like how like in like even like Dead Space, you hold a button. It's like, oh, you just go that way. Kind of hand holding the beginning of the game is
So the
kind of
hand-holding
annoying.
tutorials.
Yeah.
Apparently,
I feel like the biggest insult with that is like, I have pushed a button. You get an achievement.
Yeah.
Thank you, game. Thank you for telling me that pushing a button is an achievement.
Yeah, you pushed a button.
Thank you.
You have a pulse.
I don't
Continue
know.
the game.
I don't know because I haven't played it, but apparently the new Mario and Luigi Cross Paper Mario.
I
game
have it. I have
that
been
came out.
playing that.
Apparently, that does do like it's optional to do a lot of that tutorial
It's
stuff.
a lot
like
of
they'll
coddling, though.
they'll quickly do it and then they'll be like, here you go. Like there's other problems with the game, but
I like it so far.
All time, my favorite tutorial stupidity was actually with Super Mario Galaxy 2. Had to do a world that was all about spin jumping, because every time you did a spin jump, the platforms rotated. So you had to go through this entire level doing spin jumping. The very next thing you see is the stupid little sign that follows you around. If you look at it, it tells you how to spin jump. That's great. I just did an entire level where I had to do that. Thank you for telling me how to spin jump,
And
game.
you get achievements for spin jumping.
Nintendo doesn't believe in
well,
achievements.
good
What are you
luck,
talking about?
Josh, because you've got the king daddy of all Nintendo tutorial games coming up in an HD remaster. Gonna be herding them sheep for like 5 hours.
Hell yeah.
Twilight Princess, of course.
Yeah. I have yet to beat that. I got stuck in the ice castle.
Well, you never
It's a
know.
difficult dungeon.
You never know. I mean, it is the remake, so they might just be like, yeah, this is stupid, and cut half of that.
Or, yeah.
They might just be like, yeah, this is stupid.
Let's double!
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, leave it in.
We heard you like goats, so we doubled your goats.
The entire game. is
Heard
just a goat
24 of
simulator.
them now.
Herding Simulator 2017.
They add it to the Ganon fight, like survive Ganon while herding 24 goats.
That's just an extra phase of the boss battle. Like, you have to herd demonic goats.
I guess my thing that comes to mind with me is a lot of like I just feel like a lot of games are open world these days for the sake of being open world.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I feel like some games could be better off with a straight story path.
Yeah, I fucking agree with you.
I
I 100% agree with you.
Because actually one of the big complaints now that time has passed and the
Time didn't need to pass.
Metal Gear Solid's a 10 jerk
Metal
off has
Gear.
happened, like people are all like, come to think about it, it would have been better if it was just like a narrative and just it told its story. I mean that like Naughty Dog's a perfect example of that. Like everybody's all like, dude, is Uncharted 4 gonna be open world? And they're like, no, we want to tell you a story. Open world doesn't necessarily like yes, you can tell a story in open world, but like it doesn't lend itself to like a really tight storytelling environment.
Red Dead Redemption had a pretty good like open.
Yeah,
world
there are good
story.
ways to do it, and there are games where it does lend itself. But like some games, like
Not worth.
are just open world. Like they're just open world for the sake of being open world. They don't need to be.
Yep.
Metal Gear Solid 5. You know what I really like in my games, Matt Check? When I'm about to fight a boss and it kicks me out.
She's like, you're in a helicopter now.
Well, yeah, they want to make sure you have a break to explore the wide world that you can explore.
They're telling you you're playing too much.
Yeah,
You need to take a break, go walk around, get a drink.
they're not Nintendo. They just like their pachinko machines.
I guess ultimately it's been kind of falling off of this trope, but the one that still kind of always bugs me is graphics! You have to have graphics! Nobody cares about graphics. Just make a good game. Just like make a game with good gameplay and worry about
That's like the
making
order.
the fanciest.
That's a double-edged
thing.
sword. Like, yeah, if you make a game that looks like a good, like Shovel Knight, for example, like, yeah, who cares about the graphics? That's awesome. But like, if you made a game that looked like, I don't know, let's like throw out Star Wars Bounty Hunter, for example. Like, if that looked just like it did on the PS2 and you release that game these days, I'd be like, ooh.
Well,
Like, know
yeah.
your art style.
Yeah, but
You guys played the Order like
No,
86?
because I like games.
Well, it's because that's a perfect example of them just wanting to do narrative and the story instead of focusing on gameplay first. So that's why no one the gameplay was okay. The story was apparently cool, but it was like fucking 6 hours long. Mm-hmm. So people
Yeah, they spent way
shitty
more time
because
on
of
their
the
engine
story.
than they did the gameplay. I heard it was like absolutely beautiful. but
And they
it's
still
just, like,
didn't
yeah.
spend enough time on their engine.
Well, we wanted to put it at 30 frames because that's closer to cinematic.
So cinematic is 24, so break it down to fucking 24. That is cinematic frame rate. Break it down to 24, or admit that you didn't have a good enough engine to run your shit at the quality you wanted to at 60 frames a second.
Who hurt you, Nick?
Maybe if
Stupid people.
Maybe if they had Xbox Cloud service, they could have made it run at 60.
Yeah.
But
So yeah, basically that's just my thing. Like, yes, I do get that. Like, I don't understand.
No,
why
I'm
you
not
have to be
saying that-
pushing cutting edge, but like you have to know your art.
Yeah,
style,
I'm not saying that games
direction.
should look like shit to make gameplay good or to focus on the gameplay. I just feel like trying to make every game look like this beautiful thing and then cutting back on everything else to make it look pretty
But I mean,
is stupid as
Well,
hell.
speaking to
example.
the art style is I mean, how much of a difference do you notice playing the HD remake of Wind Waker?
and like
Exactly.
the-
You gotta
and,
think
like,
about
that's-
it because Wind Waker is a beautiful game.
And that's the
Right.
thing. Like I'm sure
And
if you
they
if,
knew
if you
their
put
art
it
style and they knew what they were doing.
if
mean-
you put it side by side, yeah, you probably would be like,
yeah, I
okay,
mean,
yeah,
there
but
are,
like
there are things I
how
noticed,
you thought of
but-
it then, and like when you throw the HD in, you're just like, oh, okay.
Right,
Yeah.
but I guess for me, like, that's why I like Nintendo games. They look good, but they don't have that extra exuberant effort of we must make this the most beautiful thing ever.
Right.
Like, they just make it look good.
Well,
I
I
remember
mean,
the last time they made a Zelda game, they were like, "This is going to be the prettiest thing you've ever seen," and then it ended up having no color.
Skyward Sword had color.
No,
I'm
we're
not talking about
Twilight
Skyward
Princess.
Sword.
I mean, it was the last time they made a Zelda. Well, actually, it wasn't even the last time they made a Zelda game. It would have been. Triforce
Yeah, no.
Generation.
The last time they made a Zelda game, and they were like, "This is going to be the prettiest thing that we've ever made." Is my full sentence.
to your point
They
with
dark
Nintendo,
Knight.
Skyward
it.
Sword was like, "Hey, this is gonna be good, but it's not gonna be like mind blowing."
Yeah.
Nintendo's developers, like I would love to see Nintendo's developers like set free on like a high end gaming PC, like to develop something because like they know like Mario Kart for example is like one of the best looking games out there still, but that's because like the people that made it knew the limitations of the system they were working on, chose an art style that was appropriate for that, and just made an immaculate looking game.
Yeah.
Boing, Mario Kart. Anyway, thank you, iPod Taco,
You're
for your
welcome.
question. That was really good.
That was good.
If you want to email us, just like iPod Taco did, with any questions, comments, concerns, feedback, you can do so at NIBScast@gmail.com. I thought I'd say that today. I usually don't say it.
You usually don't.
Anyway, let's just do some what you gaming? What you gaming? I missed a week. I wanted to know, Matt Check. What are you gaming?
I'm playing first I played Pushmo last night. It was a really cool puzzle game. It's like $10.
I've heard.
It's
Was
like
it
a
mind
shit
blowing?
ton. It was mind blowing. It was fun.
Okay.
Except there were some parts that were bullshit that I gave Kyle to play and like took him like 2 hours and then he just kind of got it and he just waited just to annoy me. Cause I'm like, just fucking finish the level. Oh my god. I'm playing
Well, you
Guild
shouldn't have
Wars
showed
also.
it that. You shouldn't have showed him that it annoyed you.
I know. Playing Guild Wars 2 also. Not a whole lot. I'm like level 26. I need to get that up there. And I'm playing the new Mario RPG with Paper Mario. It's fun so far. I'm enjoying it so far. I haven't gotten super far in it though.
How fun is finding the toads? I heard that just gets like
Oh,
mind-numbingly
it-
annoying.
It was kind of annoying the first time you had to do it. I didn't know how to do more.
Yeah, apparently that's like. I heard it's like a fifth of the game at least. It's just
Boy.
finding fucking toads.
Hopefully the combat's fun. I've only done a few. I mean, I know the way those work. I want the Paper Mario shit that gets done. That'd be cool.
Ooh, I want to interject something real quick. So apparently, Final Fantasy Explorers is boring as shit.
What's
I've
Final
heard.
Fantasy Explorers?
It's Final Fantasy Monster Hunter, basically.
I've heard there's enough there if you're like super into all Final Fantasies to
Yeah.
keep you busy, but like
But apparently, it's boring as shit.
Play Xenoblade Chronicles X, the newest one.
I don't have
It's
it.
fun as shit.
I'm sure it is, but
Very
I don't
fun.
have it. So, can't.
I mean, you could. You can get it. You could save up. Save all that money at goddamn piggy bank.
I've got a car I gotta fix.
No.
I've still gotta pay my mom back for my ticket. We're paying off an emergency dental surgery. I've got to pay off Matt's tux. I've got to save up to go to another wedding in England.
I'm just hearing excuses.
Yeah, you are. What's the fucking problem with that?
Just fucking with you. Goddamn.
Yes, there are excuses. What's wrong with an excuse?
Especially since for once they're legitimate.
I know.
Typically, I'm fucking lying.
I'm gonna go next. I played 2 games this week. My girlfriend started her new job, which is a day job, and since I work nights, that means a whole lot of time for me to do whatever I want. Which has this week included Tomb Raider, Rise of the Tomb Raider. I started that up on the Xbox. Oh my fucking god, this game is great.
Is it?
It's basically it's an Uncharted game. It has the story beats of an Uncharted game, but like in between those story beats is like a big open world with like you can go find collectibles.
Is it good open world though?
Yes, like and it's not like a super open world. Like it's a space. Like it's one opening and then there's like a closing and then like you can explore the.
It's just a bigger space.
Right. Like theoretically, if you wanted to just play through the story, you could quickly go through the story.
Okay.
With the exception of a couple collectibles, like at the beginning, like I had to fashion arrows, so I had to go like break down a couple trees and stuff to get the wood.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm really into in this game is you can go out and find the tombs. If you played the Tomb Raider reboot, apparently those were in that as well. And basically that's just like a more condensed puzzle area with like specific puzzles and stuff to figure out. Mm-hmm. And I don't know what some of the rewards are, but like so far I've gotten like double arrow shot and like I've gotten a new bow out of one of them. Stuff like that. It's pretty neat.
That's pretty cool.
Does the writing still suck?
The what?
Does the writing still suck?
I have not made it far enough to write anything if it's in there.
No, writing.
Writing?
Yeah.
I don't.
Is the story still written poorly?
Oh, I don't know. I've been in. I mean, I'm not like oh my god engaged with it,
Right.
but it's enough where like when they talk about it, I'm like okay, I'll listen.
Okay.
I'm like, I don't know. Basically the whole point, without spoiling too much, this is pretty early in the game. Where I know right now is basically you're trying to basically finish an exploration that your father died in the process of doing. Laura. And you keep having flashbacks, and she's like climbing up her father's window, and he's all like, "Oh, Laura, you little
I thought he was
monkey."
gonna say corpse.
Oh, you little monkey.
That got super dark.
Climbed all over his corpse.
The other game I've been playing, The Witness. It's new.
I heard I
by
was
Jonathan
supposed to.
Blow,
I was supposed to like
the guy who made Braid.
rival yours with Pushmo. Apparently, Mike said I have to rival The Witness. With
I don't know
Pushmo.
anything about Pushmo, so I can't speak. So far with The Witness, I've played probably about 6-7 hours. By far my favorite puzzle game I've ever played. And that's saying something because I consider Portal a puzzle game. Narratively, Portal
is a puzzle game.
Portal is the superior game, like narratively, yes. And I mean, who knows? Maybe this game does get more.
Oh,
narratively
I almost
involved.
downloaded a dynamic theme for this game because I thought it looked neat.
Yeah, it looks really good.
And I wanted to stop having the PlayStation 20. Just tell it no, fuck it.
So
Fuck off, iTunes.
basically,
The fuck are you
what the
doing?
whole point of this game is, all the puzzles, like you go up to a panel, you press X, and like all the puzzles are these panels, and they're like little mazes that you like draw lines through, and it starts out simple. Like the first one just go from the start to the end, and then they start adding like little symbols. And I don't want to go too much into it because I don't want to spoil it. But one of the earlier ones is you'll find squares, and what the squares mean is those cannot be on the same side of a line together. So like if you have a black and white square, like they have to be divided by this line. And basically like it just keeps getting more and more complicated. Like I've gotten to some of these I've gotten to some puzzles where like it's like 5 of these like symbols, and I'm like, I haven't seen this symbol before, I don't even know what to do.
So it's
And
an allegory for segregation.
So like
Yeah.
exactly. So I'll just back out and be like, okay, I gotta come back to this later. And then there's some where like you know all the rules and you're just like, I don't know how to figure this out. Like I estimate, because I'm like 6-7 hours in, and I've completed like 130 maybe some puzzles, and so I'm estimating there's like well above like 3,000 plus puzzles in this game. Like it's ridiculous.
That's ridiculous.
But like I'm really enjoying it. It's a nice, like I've been remote playing it to my bedroom on my Vita the last couple nights, and I'll just sit there and play it for like an hour or two before bed.
Nice.
I'm really enjoying that.
I don't know why, but that reminds me that I someday need to attempt to go back to Antichamber.
Oh yeah, I tried it a couple months ago.
That game is
I got to
wildly
about the same
infuriating.
place that I had been before.
Yeah, it's hard.
See, the problem is like I'd probably want to pick up with my save file because I think I did finally get the second color.
But you're gonna forget entirely where you are.
Yeah, I'm
Yep.
going to have to go through the entire map again anyway,
Yeah.
just to figure out.
Might as well start over.
And then finally, I streamed some Battlefront this morning. I forget how much I love that game. It's still a ton of fun. It
It's a lot
just
of fun.
recently had its new patch. Apparently had some weapon balancing. Screw it. Still just use Han Solo's blaster. No matter.
Oh, I don't.
I don't have that
Use the
yet.
E55, I think it is.
That was about.
It's the one that shoots in bursts.
Whatever gun you have, like that you like they're all pretty well balanced. But something about like I just like Han Solo's blaster because like I don't have to like aim for your head. I can just like pop 3 shots off real quick and you're gonna die.
Yeah. It's kind of bullshit.
I streamed Undertale in its entirety.
How
Apparently, you can't get the True Pacifist ending on your first playthrough. You have to do it a second time. Because if you go the route of a True Pacifist, you get the neutral ending. Because you have to have beaten it once in order to actually get the pacifist ending. You can get the genocide ending on your first run, though. So that's fun. Yeah. I only did it the one time. I'll probably go back to it another time.
How long is that game about? Like, how long did it take you? Because it's one of those games I'm interested in, but it's I'm not interested in enough where like if it's gonna take me a ton of time, I don't want to like drop everything.
Well, I grinded for a thing for like 2 hours just because Matt kept telling me to do it.
I have it, and I was gonna have Derek play it. So like, if you want to be there too when we play it, we can do 3.
It's just one of the, like I'm interested, but I'm not interested enough where like I want to drop like Tomb Raider and Witness to go out and do it.
Yeah, no, I mean it could be played super casually if you wanted to.
Okay.
I did that. I've been playing Diablo. I have a Thorns Crusader. I was telling them it's kind of nice because I'm basically a boss from any platformer because things just touch me and then die. Because I don't attack. I don't attack. It's literally just taunt and just stand there while things walk up to you and die. It's fantastic. I love it. I love not doing anything while I'm playing.
On the PS4?
No, it's actually my on PC. I haven't played my PS4 version in a while. I probably should.
I want mine back. It's at fucking Dylan's house.
Go get it. Why is that at Dylan's house? Doesn't Dylan have a copy?
Yeah, because he left it at Kayla's house and he wanted me to bring Diablo when we played it, and then he fucking kept it. Motherfucker.
You should just go to his house right now and tell his parents that like you left something there and just steal all of his stuff.
Just everything.
Everything.
He's got a lot of that dumb Loot Crate stuff. So.
His parents will be like, "Why are you taking the couch upstairs?" Be like, "Don't worry about it."
Don't worry about it. I'm fine. Don't worry.
Or
No, we just have to take the TV down the block a little way to get it repaired. And then we'll bring it right back.
BRB.
Yeah. We don't only have to carry it. I guess it's like 2 blocks. Yeah.
Yeah. Wrap us up.
I also played Heroes of the Storm. Matt didn't.
I was here.
Scrub.
I can't play on my fucking phone as many times.
Try harder.
No, as many times as Kyle says, just do it. It's just not fucking possible.
Try harder.
It's just not possible.
Uh-huh.
Or worth it, really.
Try harder.
Nah. I'd rather play on my desktop.
I really hope we just missed it like during this podcast. Blizzard was like, "Heroes of the Storm now available on cell phone."
God.
Basically, I just played a little bit of Smash early last week, or early in the week, and then Guild Wars 2. Been mostly working on some board game stuff this week, so.
Oh, you like the Dread thing I sent? You said you've seen it before.
Yeah.
So cool though.
Yeah, no, it's something I've wanted to try. It's just getting a group together and actually getting a campaign together and everything.
I'd be down. Because they're just kind of like one-offs. When I talked to my friend about it, I was like, yeah, it lasts like hours. I'm like, oh, that's like D&D sessions normally for us.
Right.
Basically,
so
yeah.
It was
It's
just one-off. Kind of cool.
It's not meant...
I may or may not have used work resources today to print 25 GURPS character sheets. Just so you guys know.
It
Anyway.
never...
Free
Yeah.
printing.
Dread, it never lasts very long. You can easily get through it in one
That's
session.
unfortunate for the farm and fleet you work at.
Yeah.
It basically can be done even faster depending on what choices people make.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's not like, all right, we'll return next week. Like you're gonna finish it in one night.
yeah, which I love the fact that it's either you complete it or just everybody dies.
Yeah, it's great.
I have a feeling most of our group is just going to continually die.
Oh yeah, no, definitely. That's gonna be hilarious though.
That's how it was supposed to go down in the thing that started the Star Wars campaign. Because you guys are all in a dream.
Oh yeah, in my.
I mean, I caught the end of that. I wasn't actually playing.
I kicked a dog.
And
I
then you
got
absorbed.
I had to write a story in my blood till I died.
I don't get why Majin Buu didn't
No.
absorb them like that.
Music.
I mean,
Majin Buu. You know.
I know.
I also don't get why Kid Buu didn't just absorb Goku and Vegeta.
Because he didn't need to.
because he wasn't like a well-written
It's
fucking
true.
enemy.
Goku pisses me off so much in Dragon Ball Z. Like, when you can sit back and reflect, because he's sitting there when Gohan's fighting, so like, Gohan, you have to kill him now! And Gohan's like, no, I don't want to, I want to make him suffer. He's like, Gohan, you fool! And then he comes back for Buu. He's all like, oh man, I should have just killed Fat Buu when I had the chance. I totally could have beat him, but I wanted everybody else to have a chance.
Saiyan.
I know, but he's like, well, but I wanted everybody else to have a chance.
Yeah, he's a Saiyan. They're
Skip
dumb when it
forward
comes to fighting.
Skip forward to Kid Buu, and he's sitting there, and he's like all tired and crap, and he can't hold the SS3 form anymore. He's like, oh no, I can't beat him anymore. And Vegeta's like, what do you mean? He's like, oh well, I could have beat him, but I wanted you to have a chance. And he's like, I'm not a Super Saiyan 3. I can't hold my own against him.
Have you seen the Frieza movie?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I saw
It's kind of like that. Like, you fucking, like, the ending is funny as shit, though.
That ending pisses me off.
It's such a bad ending, but it's fucking hilarious.
It's not even that it's a bad ending. It's that they aborted his fucking his redemption arc. Like,
Yeah,
it's bullshit.
They should have let him kill him.
It was just... Get out the fucking way! Oh shit, okay.
Boom!
Bitch! Yeah, it's like, ooh. It's fucking...
Anyway, this isn't the Dragon Ball Z spoiler cast. This is the NIBScast.
This is.
NIBScast is a product of NIBSmedia. If you've liked the podcast you just listened to, consider subscribing to us on the YouTube channel. Also, consider sharing us with a friend. I mean, if you can share us with a friend, if they like it, hey, who knows?
Who knows?
Maybe we'll grow our listenership, and we'll do even more.
Boners.
More boners.
Also, follow the description link in to our Facebook page, NIBSmedia. Give that a like. Yeah, we would appreciate it. Also, give that a share. So, yeah, until next week, I'm Aaron.
I'm Nikki 13.
Matt.
I'm a random street performer.
We will see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.